Hi there. Today is Sunday, April 23rd, 2023, and this is our Creative Week. Hi there. Thank you or welcome to the channel, I should say. The thank yous come at the end, but thank you for being here. I'm Jennifer Vanderbeek, aka Scraps or Scraps of Life. And yeah, every week I try to come on here and talk about what I've been up to keep creativity in my daily life for enjoyment as well as positive mental health effects. And I encourage you to do the same whenever possible. So, what have I been up to this week? Well, this week has been book launch week. So, starting Tuesday and ending yesterday, um, I was trying to keep myself busy so I would not obsess over how the ads and other promotions that I'd arranged for this week were doing um, to support my cozy mystery series, What to Feed Your Rating Party. So um, I can say that while it certainly didn't exceed expectations beyond my wildest dreams, for what I did, I'm very happy with how everything shook out. I haven't done like run the numbers and stuff like that, but I know that um, I know that I've had at least 70 people pick up my book, or at least one of my books, over the last week, and that's awesome. That's definitely the best week I've had, even though most of it was book one and it was discounted to 99 cents for the promotional period. But I'm not even mad about that because hopefully, um, you know, folks who have read the book will enjoy it, will want to know what happens next with the characters, and they'll come back and read the other books, and so it'll all work out in the end. We shall see. That's really what the test is going to be, just to kind of see how many of the subsequent books, books two, three, and four, get eyes on them. I've also had several people read some of the books through Kindle Unlimited, which I am perfectly happy with. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So, all in all, I'm going to say that what I did worked, and I need to, do more to promote the books as we continue. But that was understood. This was like the first official big launch, and yeah, I'm I'm pleased with how it went. I am grateful that it went as well as it did. I had two really good days of the five, and then the other, did I have the exact trajectory that Amazon looks for so that they promote the book natively? I don't know about that yet, but it's there's a lot of trial and error, and there's a lot of parts that maybe I need to tweak the book descriptions more. Maybe I need you know, um, a couple other things tweaked. It's okay. It's okay. I'm good with that. But since that was what was going on mostly this week, I was a little preoccupied. Um, I have also been working on the studio a little bit more. Um, I painted and then swapped out the work table, my old work table, which was my old kitchen table from IKEA from ages ago. It's now my desk, so I've swapped that over. Unfortunately, I ran into a little hiccup with that because while I was moving my computer equipment from one desk to the other, something happened with my external hard drive, and yeah, I can't see the files on it. So that sucks. Especially considering since switching to my laptop, I was just saving things to the external drive so as not to clutter up the laptop drive, but yeah, not everything was being backed up to secondary sites and or places. So that's not fun. Not even going to pretend to be sarcastic about that. No, that was not fun. And I've located a data recovery place in Tallahassee that may be able to help. But I've got a friend in tech, and they're gonna try and do some remote access and see if they can't get it, because my computer sees that it's a device, but it does not allow me to see the files on it. And yeah, yeah. So it's not like it's dead. It's just there. It's not talking right somehow. So yeah, there's hope, but it was not a good time for that to happen. I was really bummed about that. But as an aside, we did just enter a Mercury retrograde, so one could say that technology and communication issues, being the purview of Mercury, yeah, yeah, this wasn't exactly unexpected either. In fact, I had just been thinking, I should like copy some of the the newest files onto like my Google Drive or wherever. I just didn't get around to it before that happened. So that sucks. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so I've been doing some organization. I've been bringing stuff back into the office, the studio. Um, hopefully today we'll get it just kind of depends on time, but I think the plan is by the end of today, maybe, to go ahead and have this countertop mounted to the wall, so it's firmly in place, and I can start, decking it out with the stuff that I plan to put on there. Um, because like I didn't want to. I have some stuff sitting up here because I was using it kind of as a backdrop that I didn't reset before filming this, but I pray you'll forgive me. Um, and yeah, but I didn't want to like start loading it with the organizers and stuff that I plan on living along the back edge of it um, until it was in place, because I didn't want to then have to move them off. And anyway, so yeah, it's just kind of we're kind of shifting things around. I did manage to, by way of threat, fix my sewing machine. I mention last week that my sewing machine had decided that it didn't want to move, that the little selector wasn't cooperating. Anyway, if I didn't, yeah, I had moved the selector dial. Well, it's not really a dial; it's a lever. Um, it's a slider thing that's got a little thumb lever kind of thing. Anyway, it's a confusing little contraption. Anyway, I had moved it over to the buttonhole to try out the buttonhole stitch features, and then I couldn't get it to go back all the way over to straight stitch. It was getting hung up at like a tailor's tack stitch, and I'm like, that's not gonna really work for me. So I was threatening to have to like open it up and like get in there, and then it decided to cooperate. So yeah, saved that. So that's good. And I've also been working more on the embroidery for the next soft sculpture. Now, this little stand that I bought, I think I mentioned, but it was on another part of the room. This is the part that goes under your thigh or under your leg. And then it just kind of sits in your lap, and you can adjust the height and everything, and then you've got hands free. It's actually really convenient. I have used it at my desk for filming Twitch streams, and then I brought it into the living room, and I used it while we were watching TV Friday night. So this is one side of the polar bear's body, and you can see I was pointing to it from the back side, and of course that's not going to help you, is it? Here, let's do this. Maybe, yeah, there we go. So this is going to be a glacier. The dark edge is, the shaded side. To give you an idea of what it's going to look like, let me maneuver here and turn it around. We'll go back to this way. This is the other side. This is the side I had finished first. I'm gonna have to turn it. Well, finished isn't a misnomer, because there is a little section right here that needed to be filled in. I was waiting for more embroidery thread to come in. So yeah, you can, there we go. You can see the glacier and then a little bit of water, the suggestion of water at the bottom. And I just knocked over my microphone. It's that kind of day, folks. But anyway, so I've been working on that. I'm making a lot of progress, I feel, since the yarn that I ordered to fill out the rest of the lighter sections of the glacier did come in. And yeah, I blocked my monsoon shawl. I showed it was finished in the last video, but I actually did take it upstairs, and I had to clear off the guest bed and stuff to where I block my stuff. It was still stacked with like clothes in my suitcase from when I was last out in Arizona. Yeah, I'm not really good at unpacking in a timely manner, but it's done now. And yeah, so I got it all blocked. It grew a little bit more than I thought it would. I mean, I didn't expect it to grow tremendously, but um, I thought it was pretty, it was pretty kind of stuck in its size. I thought I was just blocking it to get the hem to unroll, but no, it actually did grow a little bit. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. And it is lovely. And I am still thinking about adding the black beads to lean into the watermelon, but I haven't decided. Speaking of knocking into my microphone, which is in a slightly different place right now. Yeah, one of the things I did not anticipate when I swapped desks is because this is technically not a desk. It is a kitchen table, and so it has that deeper, I don't know, whatever you call it. The leg is here, the tabletop is here, and then there's that strip that runs underneath, whatever that is. Yeah, no, that doesn't play nice with the scissor arm that I had my microphone on. So I know I have like a little stand that came with the snowball mic, but even though I think I saw it very recently, I have not been able to find it. So it is somewhere in this house, and it will turn up. But yeah, it hasn't yet. So there's that. But it will sit on my desk and it will be fine. And we're charging ahead. Um, let's see. The other thing I did is I got some pattern designing done this week. I did two patterns. Um, and I uploaded them to Spoonflower. No, you can't see them yet. I have some fat quarter samples coming this week, I believe. I believe they should be here in another day or two. So in the next video, I'll be able to show you. Um, yeah, I wanted to see how they would, how they would work in person, not just on the screen, and see how the colors were reacting and stuff. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, I needed to do something on Wednesday for the Twitch stream. I wasn't the yarn hadn't come in for the embroidery project yet. It actually came in that evening, but I still had to, wind it from the skein because yeah. Um and yeah, and I was just like, fine, let's play with some pattern ideas I had. Um they are themed around what the next soft sculpture will be, which is manatees. So it's a seagrass pattern, and then it's kind of like a sea life thing, rocks, seagrass, little fishies, bubbles, that sort of thing. But again, I won't know how well I did at the design until I actually get a sample in my hand. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, yeah, but that might just sum things up. Now this week, with everything going on, I thought was going to be way too busy for there to be anything room for anything else. But no, my brain decided it still needed to take some pot shots at me midweek, and that wasn't fun. It was also the day that I managed to do the two um, fabric patterns. I have said before, and I will say again, Um, that when I used to say creativity keeps me sane, or better living through creativity, take your pick. But the creativity keeps me sane was always kind of like the more hyperbolic phrase. I didn't realize how accurate that was for the longest time until I no longer had that. And while I wasn't going insane, it felt like I was. Losing that coping mechanism, losing that way to keep myself engaged and fulfilled on a personal level. Um, yeah, it did a number on me, and um, it was kind of part of a cascade of events that just led to where I am now. Um, Wednesday was particularly bad, brain wise, mental health wise. And had I not sat down for the stream and decided to do something, if I'd canceled the stream that day or just kind of half-heartedly or half-assedly done something and then dropped it, I don't know. I don't know how Wednesday evening would have shaken out. Um, like I said, it was bad. I was pretty down. Um, but I like to think that even well, I know that even though I was feeling like absolute piece of shit, um, not physically but mentally, um, that I kept working. I kept working on those patterns. I kept moving forward a little bit. It gave me something to focus on, even while my brain was just absolutely breaking down. And while I was going through that bad brain night, and just it was there was a little bit of a disconnect because I'm like, why am I thinking these things? I knew what I was thinking wasn't right. I knew that it wasn't factual. I knew that I had evidence to the contrary of what my brain was telling me. um it was a very tough night, and while in the moment I may not have realized how much just keeping, working on those patterns and going ahead and finalizing them and uploading them, even if they need tweaks later on. It's not like I put them out there for public consumption yet. But it was the next step. I could look at it the next day and kind of the aftermath and see that, what, it did help. And when I looked at my Wednesday, which would have been very easy to otherwise write off as a loss or, a horrible day with nothing good that happened. Because it was also the day that I moved desks and the hard drive issue happened. Um, Maybe that was I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. No, 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 no. That was Tuesday, so it was the day after, and yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it was compounding the I feel like a piece of shit feeling, and it helped redeem that day, and it helped remind me that I do still have things to offer, and no matter what the little voice inside my head, that inner critic that we all have, no matter what that was telling me, that I was actually taking steps forward and creating something. And I think that night would have been much, much worse had I not. So there's that. I will just mention that and say that, yeah, I do still think creativity is helping keep me sane. I was never insane, though I've questioned that a lot. No, I have depression and anxiety and ADHD and a touch of OCD, and And these are all things backed up by my therapist. And, you know, um, PTSD. Oh, yes, let's not forget that one. And, you know, they all combine sometimes. We're all going to have weak moments. I'm pinpointing that mine have to do, once again, with hormonal levels. So we also might be dealing with some PMDD. Um, you know, in there, I'm starting to kind of look into that as a possibility. And you know, as just as a way to explain why the things that are happening, so that I can better deal with it. But always, always, I keep coming back to the fact that creativity really is helping me, that having these creative outlets and being able to spend my days, even though some days I feel like I am on a hamster wheel and not making, you know, not gaining any ground, it does help me. It does help me, and it continue, you know, it has always, and it will continue to help me even when what I'm doing may not be perfect. Well, we don't deal with perfection. Perfection is unattainable. Even when I'm not hitting the goals that I want to, or I still need to work and learn. That's life. But yeah, so I'm feeling a lot better now, and with that hindsight, I can say that yeah, I think it definitely helped that I had that to focus on, um, because otherwise Wednesday would have been even harder. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, for spending this time with me. If you've made it this far, thank you even more. Oh my goodness. I know I kind of, you know, devolved and this one is getting a little bit long. But I appreciate it if you've watched this long. Um, I encourage you as much as you're able, find some time for yourself in the coming week. Make some time. If we wait until it presents itself, it may not happen. So we have to make the time. Sometimes we have to literally schedule it. But make some time for yourself this week and do something that feeds your soul. Um, Fill that creative well in whatever way it comes, whether it's cooking or gardening or even reading a book. Engaging with someone else's creativity is creative. It is an act of creation in itself. And recognize those moments within yourself, even if you're not, you know, painting or drawing or knitting or crocheting or embroidering or sewing, what, you know, whatever you might think of as traditional creativity. Don't let that be the only things you think of when it comes to creativity. Find that which makes you feel creative and run with it. All right. I will see you back next week. Next week is my birthday. But yes, I will see you back next week. Bye-bye.